Well, I guess we'll just wait for it to load here. It doesn't want to load, so hold on. Sorry, guys. Try this again. There we go. Okay. Hi, 7th graders. We are looking at a new chapter in science. It's called Minerals and Rocks. Our first lesson is on the properties of minerals. So let's read our My Planet Diary. It's a blog, so it doesn't have a title. It's by Mackenzie. She's from New York. So she says, I used to go to summer camp. We went on a good field trip to an underground cavern. When we got inside, I thought I was in a dragon's mouth. Later, I found out that those teeth were stalactites and stalagmites. Stalactites hang from the ceiling and stalagmites grow from the ground. And sometimes caves can be bright in certain places. They look kind of reddish, like maybe a dragon's mouth. Okay? So key questions today: what is a mineral? How are minerals identified? And how do minerals form? So probably going to be moving my bubble around a lot today, but that's okay. So a mineral is a naturally occurring solid that can form by inorganic processes and that has a crystal structure and a definite chemical composition. So it's pretty much the same thing I just read, so I'm not going to read it, but that's what the definition of a mineral is. It is one of your vocab words. So naturally occurring is all minerals or substances that are formed by natural processes. Quartz forms naturally as molten material called magma cools and hardens beneath Earth's surface. Coal forms naturally from the remains of plants that are squeezed, misspelling today, plants that are squeezed tightly together. Inorganic processes are all minerals must be able to form by inorganic processes. That is, every mineral must be able to form from materials that were not a part of living things. So quartz can form naturally as magma cools. Coal comes only from living things, the remains of plants that lived millions of years ago. Now we know that the world's only maybe 10,000 years old. So when God created it, He created things maturely, so those plants wouldn't have been millions of years old, but from a long time ago. And some minerals can form from inorganic processes, but may also be produced by living things. So what does inorganic mean? It means it's not formed from living things or the remains of living things. Kind of confusing, but break it down, you'll be good. Next, a mineral is always a solid with a definite volume and shape. The particles that make up a solid are packed tightly together, very tightly, so they cannot move like the particles that make up a liquid. Coal and quartz, for example, are solids. A definite chemical composition, so a mineral has to have that. This means that a mineral always contains certain elements in definite proportions. An element is a substance composed of a single kind of atom. Quartz always contains one atom of silicon for every 2 atoms of oxygen. The elements in coal can vary over a wide range. Then we have crystal structure. The particles of a mineral line up in a pattern of a mineral's particles. Let's try it again. The particles of a mineral lined up in a pattern of mineral's particles forms a solid called a crystal. A crystal has flat sides called faces that meet at sharp edges and corners. So it's a solid in which the atoms are arranged in a pattern that repeats again and again. So to be classified as a mineral, a substance must satisfy all 5 requirements. So each mineral has characteristic properties that can be used to identify it. Color, which I think is pretty obvious. Streak, so it's the color of a mineral's powder. So if you were to take a mineral and so to speak, draw with it, that would be the streak color. Luster is the way a mineral reflects light from its surface. Then we have Mohs hardness scale, which we'll take a look a little bit more at in a second. So it's a scale ranking 10 minerals from softest to hardest, and that's used in testing the hardness of minerals. And then we have a density, which is mass divided by volume. So here's an example of Mohs hardness scale. So talc is the softest. Then we have gypsum, calcite, fluorite, apatite, feldspar, quartz, topaz, corundum, diamond, but it's not included in the picture. So you can see where things would fall. So a steel tool is between 6 and 7. A knife or glass falls between 5 and 6. A copper coin is between 3 and 4, and a fingernail is between 2 and 3. So a fingernail is actually pretty soft. Next, we have crystal structure. Cleavage is a mineral's ability to split easily along flat sides. Fracture is the way a mineral looks when it breaks apart in an irregular way. And then special physical properties are that it can bend light to produce double images, conduct electricity, glow when placed under ultraviolet light, and they're magnetic. So this is what some minerals have. Not all of them have all these, or even more than one of them, but those are some special physical properties. All right, continuing on. A geode is a hollow rock inside which mineral crystals have grown. Crystallization is the process by which atoms are arranged to form a material with a crystal structure. So in general, minerals can form in three ways. Some form from organic processes. Other minerals can crystallize from materials dissolved in solutions. And then finally, some crystallize as magma and lava cool. And then some also form by, hold on, let me just double check that there. Okay, that is right, sorry. So some minerals can also form by organic processes, not from. So a solution is a mixture containing a solvent and at least one solute that has the same properties throughout. So a mixture in which one substance is dissolved in another. So when elements and compounds that are dissolved in water leave a solution, crystallization occurs. Minerals form as hot magma cools inside the crust of the earth, or as lava hardens. Or as lava hardens on the surface of the earth. When these liquids cool to a solid state, they form crystals. So just some more examples there. So let's look at Earth's mineral resources. So you have your key over here, and then this is a map of the world. So in North America, we have in Alaska, there's lead, I believe that's zinc, and gold. In Canada, there's copper and nickel, and maybe a little bit of zinc, you could say. I think that's more New York. So here in Minnesota, North Dakota is iron. Over here on the west coast is gold, copper, we have some lead, some zinc. So that's all in North America. Now if we go Central America, we find some aluminum. South America, we have aluminum, we have iron, we have gold, we have copper, we have zinc. This light one is lead. We have tin, which is the first place we've seen tin, and then some more copper and gold here. Okay, now what if we go to Africa? There's aluminum, copper, a little bit of gold, and some nickel. Europe, we have copper, iron. Asia, up there in Russia, we have nickel and copper. We have some aluminum. We have some gold over here. Some iron in, looks like northern China, some more gold and copper. Got some more iron, we got some aluminum. We have some zinc and lead. We have some more copper. The purple one is tin. And it looks like here's where we have the tungsten. That's the first time we've seen tungsten, so in China. We got some more copper, we got some more lead, we got some more zinc. Now, this is Southern Asia, sorry. This would be like Malaysia. So this is tin, nickel, copper, gold. Australia, you got some aluminum. Over here on this island, you got some nickel, some zinc, copper, lead, gold, copper, aluminum, gold, nickel, and then a little bit of iron. So really only there in China is where it lists that we have tungsten. So that's interesting. I guess I didn't know that until I saw this map. All right, so we'll go through our vocab words. Mineral is a naturally occurring inorganic solid that has a crystal structure and a definite chemical composition. Inorganic means not formed from living things or the remains of living things. A crystal is a solid in which the atoms are arranged in a pattern that repeats again and again. Streak, the color of a mineral's powder. Luster, the way a mineral reflects light from its surface. Mohs hardness scale is a scale ranking 10 minerals from softest to hardest, used in testing the hardness of minerals. Cleavage, a mineral's ability to split easily along flat surfaces. fracture is the way a mineral looks when it breaks apart in an irregular way. A geode is a hollow rock inside which mineral crystals have grown. Crystallization is the process by which atoms are arranged to form a material with a crystal structure. Solution is a mixture containing a solvent and at least one solute that has the same properties throughout, and a mixture in which one substance is dissolved in another. So that was a big lesson, I know. So you can see that we're at 10.5 minutes already. However, a lot of the next lessons are really short, so don't worry about it. It's fine. We're still under your 30 minutes for science, so please complete the Edmodo questions for lesson 1. This assignment will probably be a little bit heavier as far as its weight and points because, like I said, the other lessons are pretty short. Please let me know if you have questions. Otherwise, have a great Thursday.